Yo. What's going on, man? Today is uh, May the 2nd, 2023. It's your boy Chris. This is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show. I'm live on Twitter right now. I'm also live on YouTube as well. As you guys join, do me a favor, hit the like button for me. Smash the like button for me, like my guy Star Child said in the chat. If you're new, this is the NBA gambling, show / podcast where I bring, a lot of news and analysis around the picks that I like, and we just try to cash some tickets. So, if you're new to Twitter, definitely check me out on, on YouTube at ChrisBeCappinn, 2 P's, 2 N's. Also, if you're new on YouTube, and definitely check me out on Twitter as well at ChrisBeCappinn, 2 P's, 2 N's as well over there. So, let's jump right into it, man. Yesterday, I don't have a recap because I didn't give out anything official yesterday. I did, like a couple spots yesterday. I talked about taking the points with Philly. It was a great spot to take the points with Philly. Boston, they do that thing, man. Like I said, they got to get punched first. I talked about it yesterday. Boston just got to get punched first. They're now 9-11, straight up and against the spread after a win on the road where they're coming in, into the next game. So do I expect them to respond? Absolutely. They'll come back. James Harden goes for 45 again this series. I'll be more than shocked, more than surprised. I'll tell you guys that. So I do expect Boston to bounce back, but Philly plus the points yesterday was good money yesterday. Absolutely. I thought the game would stay under and it would be close, but both teams kind of sailing over the pace that I thought they would, and shooting at a very efficient rate as well. So I did talk about that, and then I talked about the over last night between Denver Nuggets and Phoenix Suns, and glad I just stayed away from that one as a lean because that wasn't even close to cashing. These teams had 82 points at halftime combined, so I felt kind of fishy. I said, you know what, I'm gonna just chill, and I'm glad I chilled, man, because I hate losing money. So today we have the Miami Heat in New York taking on the Knicks again in Game 2. They did get an upset win yesterday. Excuse me. Not yesterday. They did get an upset win on Sunday to open the series. Total is 208, and the spread is up to 7. So we'll start there, and then we'll also get into my LA Lakers tonight, going to the Bay, man. Already in the Bay against the Golden State Warriors. So definitely want to talk about these two games. It's going to be a late night for me because I will be up watching my Lakers from the East Coast. Line is moving now. It looks like it's up to 5, so I couldn't talk anybody off waiting if you want to take the Lakers. If you want to take Golden State, it's a lot of 4.5 still available as well. Probably won't matter that much, but sometimes that half a point can definitely mean a lot. Total in this one has come down, which I kind of anticipated. Wanted to play the under, but just kind of stayed off of it. Just kind of stayed off of it altogether. So let's get into the comment section real quick before I jump into the games. What up to the chat, man? Everybody in the chat. I appreciate y'all for being here. What's up to my guy Sid? D. Mitch and Murray Soul Sugar Cookies, no doubt. Randall and Brunson questionable. Yeah, they are questionable. I think that they're gonna play. I really hate, man. I talked about it yesterday with Embiid. I just really hate that they just go back and forth with this injury report, man. Just let us know, man. Like, you don't need all day long. It kills me. I'm gonna get off my soapbox, but it just kills me, man. It really, really crushes me that we have these injuries that kind of linger on throughout the day, and we don't never know, who's gonna play, and right up until it's game time. So you essentially got to handicap the game 2 ways. You got to, know what you like if the player is going to play, and you got to know what you like if the player isn't going to play. So in this game, though, I will tell you guys, let's see, let me just make sure I didn't get anything as far as injury news. Nah, I don't think we got anything. So Jimmy Butler did participate in shoot around. I think they'd be crazy to play him today. I mean, I understand the mission at hand. You come in and you steal both games in New York, and the Knicks go down. They could potentially go down big in this series. Jalen Brunson also popped up on the injury report as well for the people who weren't paying attention and following. I think Brunson plays in this game. He talked about it, post-game interview after the last game. He put the loss on himself. I think he shot something like 11 for 25, 11 for 27. Didn't shoot the ball well. He did go over his rebounds plus assists. Shout out to my guy, Stephen, because Stephen that gave that line out. But I think it's a big game for Brunson here today. I do expect him to play. Let me get through the rest of the comments section. Dante Devin, over 2.5 assists. I guess that's DiVincenzo. Curry over 5.5 rebounds. Brunson over 5.5 assists. Abacot says he likes that. Abacot also likes Golden State -4. Ali says, no doubt I made so much money on Wiggins last season. Style Child says, what's up, Chris? We cashed yesterday, Sixers plus 10.5, Suns first quarter again, and Nuggets second half. Yeah. I'm glad you cashed those. I'm glad you cashed them, my brother. It was all leans for me. I didn't play any of them. So, yeah. Let's see. Snagged in the chat. Let's see. Philly was beautiful swag last night. Yeah, they I don't know what happened to Boston last night, man. That's what Boston do, though. I can't ever play them. Snag says Miami goes up 2-0. Snag, you probably think Miami gonna probably won't lose the rest of the season. You probably think they sweep everybody, so can't take your opinion too serious. When you take your team every single night, it's not gonna work out for you every single time, my brother. You gotta know the spots. Let's see. Are we getting playoff Jimmy or decoy Jimmy? That's gonna be interesting. That's what we're gonna be looking for. And if you are getting decoy Jimmy, does Thibodeau know how to actually make Jimmy work on defense? Because Jimmy was out there playing with 4 toes the other day, and they still couldn't score. The Knicks still couldn't score the ball. So hopefully we see some regression today. Let's get there. So let's see what else. LJ says, what up, Chris? Lakers first quarter plus 1.5. Okay, we'll get to that game in a second. Robert Maddox says Jimmy is showing on FanDuel. Yeah, y'all going crazy in the comments. I can't keep up, man. It's too many. Oh man. Derek says y'all straight bettors are rich, man. Laugh out loud. Us parlays have a 9 to 5. I think that's the funniest thing I ever heard of in my life, bro. That's funny. All right. Anyway, let's jump into it, man. I appreciate everybody in the comment section. Y'all going crazy in there. Let's get to the games, man. So we got the Knicks and we got the Heat. Like I said, back in Madison Square Garden. I actually gave this out. I gave this out on Sunday as soon as the Knicks lost. Jump back on the Knicks, man. I'm back on the Knicks. I'm not back on them because I didn't play them in game 1. Felt too easy, man. I don't necessarily like laying points with the Knicks. I think you get a better performance, at least from my estimation, when they're not the favorites, right? When this team is a dog, that's when I typically want to buy on them. If you've been a part of, if you've been here in the, in the ChrisBeCappinn community throughout the season, I lost some money betting the Knicks when they've been favorites. You typically want to jump on this team when they're dogs, man. And something just didn't feel right about game 1, so I kind of stayed off of it. But bounce back spot, I do think this is a pretty good one right here. So I think in my write-up, let me see what I put in here. I put so I got the Knicks as soon as it opened at 5 on DraftKings. Line immediately shot up to 5.5, and then it went up to 6, and then of course now it's it's at 7. I think it's pretty indicative of probably Jimmy Butler not playing. It will move yet again, but in here I put Jimmy probably won't play, but even if he does, he probably won't be 100%. Home favorites who lost game 1 and are favorites in game 2, they're 69-17 straight up, 51-34 against the spread. And I forgot how far this dates back to because I don't have it right in front of me, but I had looked it up and had it in front of me then. So this spot has also covered 6 times in a row, and 12 of the last 14 as well, dating back to 2018. You don't take everything based off trends, of course. It doesn't work like that. But I do think that, the Heat, you can see a little bit of complacency with teams that go up 1-0. I also think that you see a little bit of desperation from the Knicks on the opposite side. And I also think that you get a more favorable whistle. I don't know if people looked at the referee assignment, but Mr. Scotty is reffing the game tonight. They sent him there to, probably make sure the series is going to be tied 1-1. This is, part of my conspiracy, but Scotty does a really good job of helping out the home team, just in case people did not know. Spot covered 6 straight times, 12 of the last 14, dating back to 2018. This was the same spot that we took in the first round with the Cavs, jumping on the Cavs in game 2, which was the only game that they won. This is also a spot that we took in game 2. Well, I don't think I took it, but jumping on Memphis after they lost to the Lakers. You just see these, you don't want to go down 0-2, man, especially if it's as a home favorite. So that's typically when you want to jump on them. So, I said I play the line up to 6. I'm not laying more than 6 with the Knicks, at home. But I do think that, first quarter is absolutely in play. We know that the Knicks are one of the better first quarter, first half teams in the league. And shout out to, I got to give my guy from Action Network some credit, because I was looking earlier today, and he gave, it was a really cool trend on the Knicks. He says that they were the best first half team all season. They were 55-31-2 against the spread. That's 64% if you just back the Knicks every single first half. But if they are coming off a loss, they're actually even better. They're 24-11-1. So it goes from 64% to 69%. So that's when you want to back the Knicks, man. First quarter, first half. I couldn't talk anybody off. I hadn't placed it yet, but it's in my bet slip. I just got a little bit busy earlier. So I'm probably going to jump on Knicks first half, and I'm going to do it before the news come out. If you're scared, go to church, man. I'm going to just go ahead and do it now, because the line is going to move, I think, significantly if Jimmy Butler gets ruled out. So Knicks first half, I'm playing it. And definitely shop around, man, because I know most books got this line at 3.5. But if you guys have all my VA people, if you got and other people as well, all my people who got access to Hard Rock, there is a 2.5 out there. It's a little juice. No, I won't lie. It's not too juice. It's like a -130, which I'm more than willing to lay, because it can get extremely tight, man, in the first quarter and in the first half. So I want it to be one possession instead of two. So I'm gonna lay the 2.5 on Hard Rock and add that as a play as well. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that in before the news comes out while I'm doing the show, and then I'm out back. So real quick, I want to make sure, just for the people listening, I want to make sure if people want the 2.5 line, I want to make sure you guys know where you can get it at. So let me tell you who has a 2.5 available. Oh damn, nobody does, for real. Unibet and Bet Rivers got a -148. That's nasty. I wouldn't do that. But you can get the -3.5 pretty much on every sports book still at -124. Unibet, Bet Rivers got a -124. Barstool got a -124. Hard Rock got a -120. So the 3.5 is widely available. You can also take the 4 if you want, but I wouldn't play it no more. Probably about 4 is where I would kind of cut it off at. So I'm gonna put that bet in. And I already played the full game at a -5 and gave that out to all the YouTube members as well. So that's how I'm kind of looking at this game from a prop perspective. I didn't really look too much into the game. I don't like looking at player props when you have injuries on one side or another, and both of these teams are kind of injured right now. You got Julius Randle, who's listed as questionable for this game. He could potentially return. Same thing with Jalen Brunson. And then on the opposite side, of course, you got Jimmy Butler. If Jimmy Butler plays, of course, you don't like some of these guys as much. But if Jimmy Butler doesn't play, a lot of value. You just kind of got to pick and choose who you think is going to be on the Miami Heat side. Could it be Gabe Vincent yet again? Absolutely. Could it be Caleb Martin, who didn't have a good game last game? I think it could be a Caleb Martin game as well. So Kevin Love's also been playing well. Shout out to the Cleveland Cavaliers for getting rid of him. That worked out perfectly for them. Got news from Brian Lewis that Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle are true game time decisions. It's unclear if Brunson had to undergo any imaging. So if you guys want to wait on the news, you can. I do think the line's gonna move, but I'm gonna go ahead and play it. It's not a extremely big play. I would say a half unit play without knowing the injury news. But from a prop perspective, like I said, I didn't take anything. I do think it's kind of difficult, given the information that we have right now. And then, that's all I'll say. First half and full game for me. 2.5, I think. Let me just check real quick and make sure that it is still available, because like I said, I had it pulled up already. The 2.5 still available for me. Well, actually, it's suspended. So let's see. The 3.5 look like it's better money, so I'll take the 3.5. Knicks first half -3.5. Knicks full game -5. Hopefully you got that early if you wanted to get it at all. If you're riding with the Heat, best of luck, man. I hope you lose, because I'm riding with the Knicks today. And like I said, no player props for me at all in this one at all. So nothing on the player prop perspective at all. Let me just put this bet in real quick, and then we'll move on to the next game, which I also got a bet in as well. All right, cool. Next game up, we have my Los Angeles Lakers traveling to Golden State to take on the Warriors today. Game one of what could potentially be a really really fun series. What I anticipate being a fun series. There's a lot to kind of go over and kind of break down in this game, man. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be hold on, make sure my bet went through. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun series, man. I think the Lakers in the Golden State series is gonna be really, really fun. It's a bunch of mismatches all across the floor. So I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I do think I want the more rested team in this situation. Lakers are have 3 days of rest versus only 1 day of rest for the Golden State Warriors. Coming off that game 7, you typically want to fade that team as well. And I read something earlier that I thought was interesting. I want to say there's some kind of stat going around where and I can look this up real quick just to be 100% transparent. There's this stat going around that LeBron James, let's see. LeBron James in game ones of a series has a pretty bad record. I'm about to tell you guys exactly what it is. And then I got a rebuttal for it as well. So LeBron, so LeBron is 23-16 when he is in the first game of a series. He's only 19-20 against the spread, and those games are 21-16 to the under. I will say this, however, 4 of the last 5 game ones that Bron has played in, the Lakers have actually won. That goes all the way back to the 2020 series when hold on, let me make sure I got this right. Yeah, that goes all the way back to the bubble when the Lakers beat the Nuggets and they also beat the Heat. They lost to the Suns in game 1, and then they beat the Timberwolves and they beat the Grizzlies as well in the first. Well, they beat the Grizzlies in the first round. So there's this conversation going around that Bron takes game ones and it's kind of like a fill out process. And it doesn't really try to win the game. Is more so about kind of seeing what the other team does. I call BS, man. I think maybe when you're a little bit younger in life, yeah, absolutely. But if you're telling me that Bron is trying to navigate around and not win the game in game 1, I think I call BS on that, just because he's a little bit older in age. I think you really have to seize the moment if you're the Lakers in this spot, especially with Steph Curry having to go for 50 in his last game. So I know that Steph is a little bit younger, but I think that the Lakers have every opportunity to win this game today. I love that the line is going up to 5 and that the money's coming in on Golden State. I think the Lakers could potentially win this game outright. I only played the +5. I gave it out last night. As soon as the Phoenix Suns game came on, it was on FanDuel, but right now it looks like 5 is available at more sports books. In Virginia, I have access to a lot of sports books, so I'm always going to get the best numbers. So 4.5 last night. Only 1.5 was on FanDuel, but right now, like I said, 5s are kind of available across the board, man. I do think the Lakers go in and steal this one. I think Golden State win games 2, which is what I shared yesterday, and it's mainly because of the rest advantage. I did look into some other things. Lakers just overall being one of the better teams in the NBA right now. They've won 14 of their last 18 games. They're 6-1 straight up after the All-Star break when they're more rested. When they're the more rested team, they're 3-0 straight up in games with LeBron in since the All-Star break as well. When they're more rested than their opponent, they're 7-3 straight up and against the spread as dogs since the All-Star break. 4-2 straight up and against the spread as road dogs since the All-Star break with LeBron. And I talked about this. LeBron 23-16 against the spread in game ones of his playoff career, but he is just 3-8 straight up and 4-7 against the spread as a dog in those games. So I feel like just looking at the Lakers offensive rating, they were 1 point behind Golden State after the All-Star break. And a lot of the reasons why, I mean, it's kind of apparent, but a lot of the reasons why I looked at the Lakers after the All-Star break is because of the trades and, all of the things that kind of went different for the Lakers. So defensively, I think, it's going to be really, really difficult chasing Steph Curry around. I think the Lakers got a lot of bodies that they can throw at him. Everybody from Jared Vanderbilt to Dennis Schroeder. I don't think that you stop Steph. I don't think that that's it. I think you try to make it, difficult for him. If you watch Golden State play any game, they, run a lot of motion offense. They like to, just get a lot of screen sets. So it's going to be imperative that, you kind of lock in for 24 seconds every single time, during the shot clock. So, but the Lakers were the number 2 defensive rated team in the playoffs. And a lot of that, the Memphis offense, is what we said it was. It wasn't as good. Golden State ranks 6th in defense. Lakers were the 4th best rebounding team. The Lakers ranked 11th in rebounding. And I think that's one of the reasons why, you get a good effort from the Lakers today is because they, I think overall the Lakers have the better team, man. I think, it's going to be difficult for some people to process, but I do think the Lakers win the series in 7 as well. And I played the +5. I don't really like taking a lot of player props in game 1, so I kind of stayed off the player props altogether. My favorite player prop, however, would be looking at Steph to go under his 31.5 points. I went back and looked at it in the playoffs after Steph scores 45 points or more. I think he's something like 1-6 to this number, to the over. So, history says that, what goes up must come down. I think, Steph having a 50-point game, they're going to rely on other players to kind of step up. So maybe a Jordan Poole game off the bench. I think, he'll get back in and see more minutes. I also think Malik Beasley, if you go back and look at his game log since joining the Lakers, he's performed well in both of those games while against Golden State. So maybe some Malik Beasley props. And as far as the total goes, I really wanted to play the under when it came out at 228. I didn't play it. And the reason I kind of stayed away is because I do think that we could see pace in these games. Both of these teams thrive off turnovers. The Lakers were one of the teams that kind of turned the ball over the most, and they were one of the worst transition defenses as well, with AD and Bron trying to get back on defense, a lot of easy buckets for the opposing teams. And we saw that, in the first round against the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis wanted to get out and run every single chance that they get. Golden State won't do anything differently, except they'll shoot a lot more threes in transition. Opposite side, Golden State was one of the worst teams as well in the NBA at taking care of the basketball. They, turned it over a lot, and that'll make for a lot of opportunities for the Lakers to be able to get out and run in transition as well. So that was the biggest reason why I kind of stayed off the total. But I do think that this game goes under, man. I think that the Lakers understand that, this is a winnable game just because they're at the rest advantage in this spot, and you got to take advantage of that. So I think the Lakers, play slow. I think they try to feed the ball to Anthony Davis. If they can get Looney in trouble, I think in foul trouble, I think that'll be helpful. So hopefully, AD plays aggressively, which I think that he will in game 1 to try to set the tone. It's a game that's kind of play inside out, whether that's Bron on the block or Anthony Davis on the block. D'Angelo Russell, I talked about him a little bit, and then I'm going to be quiet. I talked about him a little bit about him yesterday. I think he's the X factor, man. He's definitely the weakest link on the defensive end for the Lakers. I do think that he'll probably end up, starting out on Klay. They're going to run him off a lot of screens. Klay also going to try to put him in the post. But he's going to have to bring something offensively in order to have an impact in this series. He can't guard anybody, and you can't put him on Steph. If Steph see him, that's barbecue chicken alert. He's too small to guard Wiggins. He's actually too small to guard Klay as well. So his impact will be on the offensive end. If he's able to keep the Lakers in it, by using his 3-point shooting or, facilitating and getting everybody else involved, it'll be helpful. But defensively, he could be a big, big liability out there. So, if he has a good series, I think that the Lakers, really have a chance to kind of tip the scale, and that could be enough that the Lakers need. So that's all I'll say about the games. Official plays, I did take the Heat. First half, I just added that minus the 3.5. Because the 2.5 was a little more juice when I got back on Hard Rock. And then the full game, I played the 5. I gave that out on Sunday. Then the Lakers plus the 5. You can take the 4.5 as well, but the 5 is, available everywhere. And I locked that in last night as well. Like I said, I'm going to stay off the player props in the first game just because of the injuries. and I'm gonna stay off the player props in the second game just because honestly, I haven't, dove too much into them, but I didn't really have a desire to either, just because I do think the game one is a fill out process. So I'm cool with staying away from the player props in the first game. So those are the, 3 plays for me. Knicks first half, Knicks full game, Lakers full game as well, plus the 5. 3 plays for me today. I'll put them at the bottom. Go through the comment section and get the guys up, man. If y'all got plays y'all want to share, send me a request. I'll get up as many people as I possibly can. But I will be getting off at probably about 6:30. I got to condense these shows a little bit. So if you got something, try to be a little bit, quick hitting with whatever you got, and we'll keep it moving accordingly. Trying to get up as many people and make the show a little bit more efficient, a little bit more time efficient for everybody as possible also. So that's what I got. Let's see what y'all on in the chat. Mitchell Robinson deserves to be on the injury report. If you watched last game, he was struggling. Mitchell Robinson could potentially get that double-double. I just got Stephen up. I'm interested to hear what he got to say about that. Knicks fan, don't sit down at halftime. After halftime, they get snacks, and Knicks always starts second half slowly. The Knicks just start the second half slowly. They could be playing in a COVID gym, and they still would start the second half slowly. I'm not 100% sure about that. Jimmy just got ruled out, so I hope people got that bet in if they wanted it, because that line is going to be gone. And like I said, I called bluff, man. I didn't think that they were going to play him, and he's already been ruled out. So hopefully people got a chance to get those in. Chris, I'll watch the game. If Knicks don't cover first half, Knicks second half might be the play. I don't know, Star Child. The Knicks actually work in the opposite way. If they don't play good early, they don't typically play good late either. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about that one. What else y'all on? I'm trying to go fast. Good alternative for StatMuse. I'm not paying $20 for stats. So not shook. I would look at NBA.com advanced stats. I would also look at basketball reference. bballreference.com as well for stats. But I'm with you, bro. I'm not paying no $20 a month either for StatMuse. They tripping. Unless they want to sponsor me, then they're not tripping. But yeah, right now, currently they tripping. All right, let's see. Interested to see how Darvin Hams adjusts to different situations versus curve rotations being iffy sometimes. Leaning pool points. They're gonna be baddies at courtside for the Lakers series. More baddies at courtside for the Lakers series than the King series. Star Child says he leans the full game under, but I also see this game going into overtime. Jimmy out. AR over pool. I like it, Euphoria. I like it a lot, man. You think, man, Knicks, Chris? I don't know what that means. All right, cool. All right, cool. All right, let's go through. So let's go with my guy Dream first, and then I want to get to Stefan, and then I'll get to Frag, and then we'll go Cam. What up, Dream?
What's the vibes, my guy? How you?
I'm good, bro. How you feeling today, man? What's going on?
Can't complain, man. Can't complain. Quick recap. Derek White fronted yesterday, and I had somebody else so I come through. It'd be too much. But I was going to gave out 2 live plays. Maxie. Yeah, Maxie assists fronted on me. Gave out 2 live plays, got back to 2-2, and KCP hit his blunt money bet for us. So.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was on yesterday. That's what I'm on today, man. Pretty much, analysis for the Knicks. I ain't gonna beat a dead horse. I normally play the first quarter full game money lines, so I did that. So on FanDuel, probably the first quarter full game. That's minus 115. I do the same thing with the first half full game. That's minus 140 on points bet. And that's just the Knicks to win the first quarter in the full game. Knicks to win the first half in the full game. Just the money line. And then for the Laker game, I got 2 plays. Dante DiVincenzo over 4.5 rebounds assists, minus 130 MGM as far as this morning. It's a simple line, man. When he get his minutes, he goes over this line. This is one of the lowest lines he's had all playoff, and I think it's wrong because I think it's going to be one of his higher minutes he's getting in the playoffs. I capped him perfectly in Game 7. I didn't expect him to get many minutes, and he didn't. And it's the opposite this game. I expect him to get more minutes as Steph ramps his minutes down, Clay, Dre, all them starters that played like 39, 40-plus minutes in Game 7. Not saying that the Warriors ain't going to come out trying to win, but I expect them to utilize the bench a little more. I think you were speaking about that with Poole. So if they're going to utilize the bench, give me my guy Dante to get the ugly stats. When he's got 16 minutes this playoff, he's over this line 4 or 5 times. And I expect him to get the 16-plus minutes. In my last play, AD under 4.5 stocks, steals, first blocks. You can drink the juice, minus 160, or you can party that with the Knicks money line. And it'll be plus 114. But my analysis on AD under 4.5 stocks, I think this line ends at 3.5 by the end of the series. AD had a series that was tailor-made for him last series, as Memphis is number 1 in paint points in the entire league. So they're going to drive. You got Ja going in there with reckless abandon. You got little ass Bane going in there, and Dylan Brooks throwing a bullshit. You compare that to the Warriors. They are 28th in the league in paint points. They're a championship team, whether it be mid-range, three-point shooting. It's going to be less opportunities for AD to actually get those blocks. And I played stocks, which is steals and blocks. And a couple other quick numbers on AD. In 10 games, since he got to the Lakers against the Warriors, he's gone under this number 8 of 10 games. And if you take his playoff history with the Lakers, not counting that first Portland series, but if you start, and the only reason why, because I couldn't get them stats with StatView, but I'm sure it's just as bad. But if you go back to the Rockets, 2020 in the bubble, it's 19 playoff games before you get to Memphis. And long story short, he only went over this number in 2 of those playoff games. So I think the number is motivated by him having, 7 block, 3 steal games last series. And as I said, I expected to close under 3.5. So I took his under 4.5. I drank the juice, but I also parlayed it with the Knicks money line. And as far as blunt money bets, man, check my page. I ain't gonna get too much into it, but AD plus 700 to lead the series in points. Bron plus 500 to lead the series in assists. 20.6 assists for Gabe Vincent. That was plus 1,000. Who knows what that is now? It was like plus 975. I don't know what it is now with the Jimmy news. And Kevin Love, 4 threes plus 700. Again, not sure what that's going to be with the Jimmy news, but it was plus 700 as of 3 minutes ago. So that's what I'm on.
Okay, cool. So Jay, I'm looking at it now. I didn't look at it earlier. It looks like the line moved about 1.5 points, because I think it was at 7 when I first started the show. And honestly, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I thought the line wouldn't move until I know that it could, but I didn't think the line would move on the Knicks, because I didn't think the Jimmy news was gonna come out this early. But now it looks like, I think it was at 7. It's up to 8.5 now. 9 at Bet Online. And the totals come down from 209.5 to 206.5. You can kind of, we still don't got the Brunson news. It look, of course the ticket's gonna come in. A lot of sharp money probably gonna come back in on Miami afterwards. But Jimmy does so much for this team, man. It's gonna be interesting, and it presents a lot of value too. So Dream, I don't know if you're busy or not, but we got to figure out what his value gonna be at, bro. Because I feel like without Jimmy now, that's gonna open up a lot of opportunities. I don't know if it's Bam assists. Somebody got to score the ball. I know they're gonna score more than 50 points, so we got to figure that out too. But Gabe Vincent,
Lowry, and Bam. I like Lowry assists, Gabe assists, and Gabe points.
What about Caleb Martin, Dream? Would you play him?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Caleb points and rebounds. I actually gave that out as a lean last game. He covered that.
Mm-hmm.
I like Caleb.
I know I was on him last series against the Bucks, and he was cashing a couple times.
I want to piggyback real quick off what you said.
Yeah.
Because I don't like giving out lines that's not there. I would still play the first quarter full game money line on FanDuel is minus 145. I will stop at 150. I can only imagine what that first half thing is probably out of there now. It's probably like minus 170. You can't do that. But the bet I just gave out, the first quarter money line, full game money line, that's still minus 145 at FanDuel. It was minus 115 for the Jimmy News.
That might be the best way to play it too, Dream. I'm looking at it. The spread done went from 3.5 that I gave out literally 10, 15 minutes ago to now that spread's all the way up to 5.5. So hopefully you were able to get it in if you wanted the Knicks early. I know that Miami's been, this this giant killer. They're slaying giants, but without Jimmy, it's gonna be tough, man. No Tyler Hero. It's gonna be real tough. So I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I did just want your thoughts real quick on that, Dream. So let me go to Stefan real quick next, because we got the resident Knicks fan in the building. He can tell us what's gonna happen now. Stefan, what's going on, my guy? How you doing today, bro?
Yo, excellent. Little bit of nerves for game 2. How you doing today, bro?
I'm good, bro. You think you're nervous, man? I was dreaming about the Lakers last night, and it wasn't even game day.
Hey, listen, man, as hype as I am for the Knicks Heat, you got to be ecstatic for Dubs Lakers, bro. Like,
bruh,
like LeBron, Steph Curry, and like round 2. Like, this might be like the last time we get this. Like,
yes, sir.
Like,
that's a fact. That's a fact, Stefan. Absolutely, bro.
Yeah, so for tonight, I always look at like moments like this, and what I've learned all season is, while it sucks because like I like to kind of like sit down, read press clippings, and like get a feel for the game, and kind of ease into the game. I have found that like the books a lot of times in moments like this are left scrambling last second and don't know what the hell to do. So I kind of thought in my head, because obviously Randall Brunson might not play, Jimmy obviously not playing, so I try to think of different situations. So the one I landed on was I like the looks where you guys were talking about Lowry's assist. I think that's a good look. It's like 5.5 plus 126. I did half unit on that because the stats all back it up.
Which one was that, Stephen?
Lowry's assist.
Okay.
5.5.
Okay.
Yeah. I like that. I like that one. I did half a unit on that. The one I liked the most though that I settled on was back to my guy Max Strus threes ladder, where we smacked up like a couple months back. In games that Jimmy doesn't play and he plays over 24 minutes, he has 3+3s in 8 of his last 10. The 3 are minus 120. The 4 250, and the 5 are 600. The Knicks obviously, it's a different type of series, but the Knicks obviously give it up to the 3 from the 3-point arc. And the reason I lean Strus over Caleb, because I read this morning a stat that like it sucks because you don't know Brunson's in there, because like Brunson was cooking Caleb in game 1, which led me to think like, okay, like they're probably gonna play more Strus than Caleb. And then, but it's just like you just don't know, because like if Brunson doesn't play, then what? So the other plays I'm on, I got the Strus threes ladder. I took Brunson rebounds plus assists. Obviously he's hurt, so I don't know if I could give that one out now if he has like a bad ankle. But I took that. But the other one I'm on that's not Brunson related is Mitchell Robinson over 6.5 points. The thing with that one is the Heat kind of went into game 1 and we're just putting up a giant wall on the Knicks. They're leaving the 3-point line open. But also, like, what I kind of call is just like Brunson can't throw lobs, and Mitch was wide open on a bunch of screen and rolls. So I think that, like, when they look back at the film, they're going to see, like, this guy, if we just threw him 4 lobs, was wide open, waiting at the rim every time. And Miami's one of the worst offensive rebounding teams in the league, and Mitchell Robinson is the best offensive rebounder in the league. So just those 2 for now. The other one, if Brunson's in, I love his rebounds plus assists, and also did 1 Bam steal with 1 Brunson steal for plus 130. The looks I would have, like, not to stay too long on here, if Randall's in there, I'm definitely taking his threes. Spoelstra's going to leave the 3-point line wide open. I know Randall's janky in the playoffs. I know he's hurt. But it just kind of feels that this dude hasn't had a Knick playoff moment in, like, 2 years, 2 tries. Like, at some point, he has to have one positive moment impacting this team in a positive way. So I'm guessing it's going to be, like, 2.5, minus 130, 125, something like that. Like, the line's going to be open for him to jack up 8 threes. We need him to make 3. Just don't stink, Julius Randle. I think that's all I have for now.
So, Steph, you think he plays?
I think so, because it's like this feels like the season's on the line. Because even though Jimmy's not in there, I don't take this Miami Heat team for light. Like, they're a tough, scrappy team.
That's a fact, yeah.
They got dudes like Kyle Lowry and Bam where, you know, if you tell them, like, yo, I need you guys for one game to each go 30, 35 minutes, scrap, fight, you know, muck up the game, keep it low scoring, hit some tough shots. Like, Kyle Lowry has championship DNA, so I definitely respect that dude.
That's a fact. I'm glad you mentioned that, because it seems a lot like Sixers without Embiid last night, and we saw what they were able to do, you know, to Boston team, which, you know, I don't know, man. Boston got the capability. They like that. You know what? I ain't gonna talk about Boston, but yeah, let's just say I get your points there. I absolutely agree, and I can see it, you know, kind of going down like that. So real quick, Stephen, can you run them back one more time? I know you said Kyle Lowry assists. You said Strus threes.
Yeah, Strus threes.
Bam 1 steal
for 5. And for now, I'll just say Mitchell Robinson's points at 6.5. I really want to give out Brunson's rebounds plus assists because it's so automatic, but with the ankle, like, you know, You just have no idea.
Right. Yeah, I think I like the no sprinkle Stephen on Mitchell Robinson double.
Oh, 100%. You know what's crazy? If Brunson's out, I'm actually gonna go full unit on it because it's like at 400. Because like I always say, quickly can throw the lob, Brunson can't. So yeah, I love the double today too. I'm gonna. It's just like, am I gonna go unit or like quarter unit on it? Like,
right.
That's my only
right.
debate there.
Love it, man. We heard from the resident Nick beat writer, man. We heard from him. I hope y'all got it locked in. Took y'all notes, man. Love it, Stephen. Appreciate you, my guy.
Yes, sir.
Fred coming to you, and then Cam, I'm coming to you, and then Teddy, Game, and Casper coming to y'all as well. What up, Fred?
What's good, Chris? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How about yourself?
Hey, man, seen better days, man. Yesterday 0-2, man. I don't know what happened to JB after the first quarter. Dude went missing for 3 quarters after scoring 14 points. I'm thinking that shit was gonna be a free cash.
Yeah, I thought it was free too. I thought about you, Fred. I said, damn.
He took 3 shots in the rest of the game after the first quarter. I couldn't believe what I seen.
Hey, was it me, Fred? Was it me, Fred? Or did Tatum look like he had to score like 50 points or he won't gonna be able to wake up this morning?
Yeah, I don't know what I was watching, honestly. I mean, like I said, he scored 14 in the first quarter. He shot 7 shots. And he finished with 10. He finished 8 of 10 from the field and took 10 shots. Melton shot more shots than Jaylen Brown in the playoff game. So
Melton was letting that thing fly, boy. He looked like a splash brother last night. DeAnthony Curry, that boy was on. He was on one last night.
Yeah, so I'm not too sure what happened with JB. I'm gonna probably go back to the well with him, honestly, because that was pitiful just to go out like that. And then KD on the PRA. I mean, they just look terrible out there. He missed 17 shots. He's getting locked up by Christian Brown and just AG, Bruce Brown just getting the ball in him. KD just didn't look good, so the PRA ain't hit. So 0-2.5 units. Try to bounce back. First play, I'm going half unit. Dennis Schroeder, man, 7.5 points, man. I think the good pace-up spot for him in this game. Russell, with the defensive liability, I think this is the perfect matchup for him as far as he's going to be chasing Steph Curry around the court. They're going to need him to, take him off that three-point line, make him a driver, and, go inside, like the help defense with AD, like lead him into AD. AD with the blocks, AD with the steals and stuff like that. So I think Schroeder 7.5 is a good look. And then Rui, I'm going Rui too, 9.5. I think this is where the bench eats, man. It's a good spot for him too. Fast-paced game. Warriors turn the ball over a lot. I could see a lot of just fast break points with Rui. LeBron, assisting to him as well. And I think, they might leave Rui open too, just to see how he is. Maybe, next round in the playoffs. Maybe some nerves, going into that first game in Oracle on the road. And I think Rui shows up, gets 10 points, and then Schroeder gets 8. I think the bench is going to be the key for the Lakers. And I see you on Lakers +5. I just think if they're going to win the game or cover the spread, it's going to be with the bench as well. AD and LeBron got to show up, obviously, but I think the bench is going to be the deciding factor.
I mean, it's a lot of good points, Fred. One reason I think a lot of people hasn't really been on, Bron points and AD points is because the Lakers have a plethora of scores, man. Everybody kind of doing their part, and you've been playing, AD or Bron points. You've been coming up short. I know AD hit a couple games last time, but Bron's really been playing off ball a little bit more with D'Angelo Russell playing the point and Austin Reeves kind of running the point. Then you got possessions where it just kind of comes down and it immediately gets dumped into AD's hands, and he's running the offense from from the block or from the free throw line extended. So I just want to kind of fill it out, Fred. But I couldn't talk you off for either one of these guys, man, because you always take the boom or bust players, Fred, and you can never go wrong with those guys because Schroeder come out here and, well, not even Schroeder, D'Lo come out here and absolutely get torched in the first quarter. He might not touch the floor again, but maybe 5 minutes to start the third quarter, and it could be a big night for Schroeder. Rui, same thing, right? Like one thing we know that the Warriors are going to do is they do a really good job of playing players off the floor. So they're going to try to find, like, Steve Kerr and his coaching staff do a really good job. They remind me a lot of Bill Belichick in the with the Patriots as far as like finding that cornerback. When they had Tom Brady, finding that cornerback that's a little inexperienced, the one that that the film shows is a liability, and they just pick on that player until you get him off the floor. And I think the Warriors are going to try to do that with D'Angelo Russell. Jared Vanderbilt will be wide open in the corner. Yeah, I'm talking about like Dylan Brooks wide open, Rondo wide open in the corner because they're going to try to play those guys off the floor. So it could mean more minutes for Rui Hachimura. It's also going to be interesting to see if Jared Vanderbilt is, how conditioned he is because Steph going to try to kill him. Like, I know that's how we're going to start it, but, Steph probably most underrated attribute is his conditioning. Like, dude just runs the whole entire game. So, we're going to see, Vanderbilt is he's used to guarding, smaller guys, but I don't think in this capacity. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'll be watching, eyes glued in on that matchup. But it could make for, a pretty good night for Rui, or, Rui could get his numbers even with Vanderbilt starting and, doing a pretty good job on Steph, or, kind of, just holding them at least under his average.
Yeah, facts. And then, there could be instances where, Schroeder gets matched up with Curry. And, Curry's obviously, a great player, but, the defense is where his liability lies at. So.
Yeah. Okay. No, I like it, Fred. I like it a lot, bro.
And I just had a question, if that's cool. I see Stephen up here, if that's cool with you, bro.
Yeah, what's up?
If Stephen is there, bro, what you think about Grimes, man? I feel like he's lurking for the threes, man, like 3 threes or even 4 or 5. I seen the little clip you had retweeted with the little the 2 guards with the ball screens and stuff. I think Grimes could be kind of sneaky. Nobody's really talking about it.
Hey, it's crazy funny. You read my mind. That's exactly where I want to go to. Shout out Knicks Film School. I swear they be printing money with their breakdowns of these games. But yeah, Grimes gonna be open on the wing, and like that's why it's like I'm taking him or Randall. And the big talk is like, is Thibodeau gonna start Josh Hart or Quentin Grimes? Game 1, Spoelstra was just like really just at ease with leaving Josh Hart at the 3-point line and kind of making a wall at the lane, so Brunson couldn't get in there. So yeah, if they start Quentin Grimes, I think I'm going to pivot from Randall to take Grimes because I think he's just too good of a shooter. They keep having his line at like 1.5 with a lot of juice. And he's definitely a guy where if he could just make the first one in the first
one is it.
Yeah, it's like you're going to know right away. He's going to hit like 1 or he's going to hit 4. Like our boy Fred VanVleet. No in between.
Yeah. Facts. So you think if he starts, it's a green light for him?
Yeah, I think so. And like, I wouldn't go crazy on it because the 2 things I heard from game 1 were they didn't like that they kind of played the Heat style. The Heat take a lot of threes, and the Knicks kind of just like were jacking up all these open shots that Spoelstra left them to. And it's just like with him, like Thibodeau has such a short leash with him, and quickly, like if they miss one defensive assignment, they screw something up. They go for 3, they're out of there. So you got to like tread lightly there.
Appreciate you. Yep. All right, man. Appreciate you, Chris. Appreciate you having me up, man.
Absolutely, bro. Best of luck tonight. Let's cash these tickets, my guy. All right, let's keep it going. Teddy, I think you were up next, and then Game, then Cam. Oh no, Cam, my fault. Cam, you were definitely up next, and then Teddy, Game, and then Casper. What's up, Cam?
All good, man. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How about yourself? What's going on?
Good, man. Good. I missed the opening on the Knicks, but I'm sure you talked about everything. So I'm just gonna say I'm on the first half. We talked about that. I took a bet, so I got it in -4. So that line's long gone. But yeah, Knicks first half was the best first half kind of thing in the league. So it was a pretty easy call, especially the whole zigzag theory. We knew after they lost, it was kind of like you could basically lock that in. And even if Jimmy was in, I still was gonna play it. So I took Knicks first half. I'm also on. Actually, let me answer your question on who it's going to be. It's going to be Kyle Lowry for a few reasons. And this isn't a Raptors homer thing. Like, he averages 15 points against the Knicks in his career. Like, he played the Knicks. There's enough sample size to see what he likes playing at MSG. We saw it last game. He put up 18. And then after the game, I don't know if anybody follows Jimmy Butler on socials or whatnot. Like, Jimmy Butler posted about Kyle Lowry, basically saying, like, this is the guy. We need this guy. Like, he's going to show up when it matters. It's going to be Kyle Lowry. In my opinion, I think I'll see what his line opens up at, but if it's anywhere around like 11.5, 12.5, whatever, I'll feel more than comfortable taking it because, like Stephen said, he's got championship pedigree. He's going to hit all year for sure. But when it comes down to when it matters, players like this step up. They know what they need to do, and they know when they're called upon. Like, you saw James Harden talk about sacrifice, and he's like, they needed me to drop 40 last night, so I dropped 40. Kyle Lowry's not James Harden, but against the Knicks, I think he'll show up. That's the guy I'm looking at if you're saying, well, where the point's going to come after. That's my question. My next play is LeBron James. I'm on LeBron James assists over 5.5. I think this line's suppressed because of the Memphis series. Everybody forgets Memphis is a really strong defensive team, so there's not always a lot of assists available. So his assists went down quite a bit in that series. He did hit over 5.5 a few times, but it is normal. And if you think about it, Memphis is a really good defensive team, so there isn't a lot of assists to go around. I think this game against Golden State is going to be a lot faster. I mean, the series in general, I think it's going to be a lot more up and down. He averages 7 assists against the Golden State Warriors in his career, a large enough sample size. Also, he averaged 12 potential assists against Memphis. That's a big number. I think that's a really big number. It just takes a couple of moves to hit more crossers. The lane being open with no JJJ there. No disrespect to Looney, but same defender, JJJ. There will be opportunity for him. So I went with his over 5.5 assists. I also went with his stocks over 2.5. This is a feeling play, so you don't need to tail it. It's like a same formula I'm using with everybody. LeBron's going to. It's game one. He's going to have the energy. He's going to play hard. I can see him getting like 2 blocks and a steal, like one of those takedown blocks. For me, this one's feeling. I can't even speak on that because he just went over this in the last game, fairly easy. But it's not like a line that he goes over often. So it's over 2.5 stocks. So it's like plus 145. So I really like the number on it. Same with Durant yesterday. Like I went 3-1 yesterday, and the Durant stocks actually got to so they're plus 160. Sometimes I look at the value for the. It's just if a dude's going to be in there and mucking it up and be on the floor all game, there's a good chance he starts. Everybody forgets like these guys who are legends are also good, not just offensive guys. Other than and then my very last play is Klay Thompson over 4.5 threes. Terrible 2 last games. He's due for a bounce back. Typically, opening night of a series, he goes off. I think the last 2 openings, he had 8 and 8. This is more of a zigzag thing where we know Steph. I don't care what he says. 50 is going to drain him. And there's definitely, if you're Klay Thompson, you're looking at it being like, I got to be better. And he's at home. So I like Klay. Klay's been clearing that 4.5 line. When he clears it, no problem. When he doesn't, he hits like 2. I don't expect Klay to have 2 threes tonight. So I went with Klay over 4.5 flawless plus money because I think if he hits 5 tonight, we go back to a minus 115 line and you kind of go guess when you want to play it. So the 4 plays I'm on are Knicks first half, LeBron James, assists and his stocks, and then Klay Thompson over 4.5 threes.
LeBron assist and assist is what was it again? 5.5?
Over 5.5.
Okay. All right. Appreciate you, Cam. Hope you.
I think LeBron.
No, go ahead.
It just felt a lot low because I think LeBron. I don't think LeBron's going to come out and have like a big scoring series. I think he's going to just impact the game in a bunch of ways. I think we're going to see a lot of 25-7, 7s, 28-7, 28-8. I think we're going to see a lot of games where LeBron just does everything. Like this is LeBron versus Steph. This is a legacy game for both of them. Like these guys are on Mount Rushmore at this stage, especially if Steph gets past LeBron. So I think he's just going to try and impact the game every way he can. And we all know LeBron doesn't look at scoring first. That's not who he never defined himself that way. He wants to get everybody involved. And you're going to have to against the Warriors. Like you cannot beat the Warriors with just LeBron and AD going off. Everybody's going to have to contribute. And I think LeBron knows he has a big part to play in that. So I think tonight, I just think 5.5 is really low for a guy who's going to have the ball in his hands all game and looking to impact it. And it just history says that he goes over that line against this team as well. Plus the 12 potential. When I saw that, I was like, 12 potential. That's a lot of assists to average. He only averaged just under 5 against Memphis. I'm like 12 potential. That's crazy. So I just like the numbers, like minus 115. Really even for something that I think he hits really easily. Okay.
Hey, best of luck, Cam. I hope Bron had 30 assists as long as we win. As long as we win the game, that's all I care about. And I think it was I Get Money in the chat that said let me go back to the comment real quick because stuff like this really sticks out to me, man. Let's see. Where was it at? I'm trying to find it real quick. I won't spend too much time on it, but essentially it was like, yo, Chris, I love your show. Here we go. Chris, I love your show, but Laker fandom clouding your judgment. clouding my judgment, man. So what I'll say is, man, even if you pay to, to be a member, you never have to take the plays that I take. Like, if you see the game a different way, bet it a different way. That's totally fine. We're not always going to agree. There's plenty of times where I come on here and I'm 100% right, and it feels like I'm against the world. And the next day, I don't say anything to anybody about you being wrong. Somebody told me that the Memphis Grizzlies was a lock. Don't even think about it. Just put it in my mentions the other day, and it was the game that they lost by 30, 40 points. So it's just you could take it with a grain of salt. I feel like I'm very objective, but I feel like I know what I see, and I know what I see when in my team as well. So I got the stats to back it up, and it's not always stat driven, but I'm gonna go with my gut, man. If you don't like the play, you don't got to take it. Fade me if you want to, whatever the case might be. But just because I'm taking a play, don't necessarily mean it's gonna cash. It don't necessarily mean what it does mean is that it's gonna be super objective. Just know that I bet on teams that I can't stand and made money with them. So I'll just say that real quick and then kind of keep it moving. Teddy, you are up next, and then lockdown, game, and then redemption. I got you up as well. What's up, Teddy?
What's up, man? Like I said, it's been a good couple days of NBA playoffs with KCP that keeps on giving.
KC3 last night for you, Teddy. Absolutely, dude. Appreciate you sharing that.
Man, the books keep hanging at 1.5, and it's been pretty money so far. So now going into Phoenix, I don't know if I'm gonna get on that. But right. I definitely think he's one of those players at home. You can always count on him to get his shots up from 3.
Mm-hmm.
But man, as a Lakers fan, I'm so excited, man. I haven't been this excited about a playoffs here since the 2010 Finals, Lakers Celtics. Man, I'm pumped. I think that, like you said, I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but I think for the Lakers to be successful, I think Vanderbilt's going to have to show some offensive presence. So I think today, 5.5, I could see him, to getting over that point total. I definitely see him slashing into the lane when they come in with that double team because from what we're hearing, obviously it's hard to gauge because we haven't seen a game yet. But a lot of people are saying they're going to put Draymond on him and let him roam.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely could see him being a slasher, LeBron, AD finding him with a couple passes into the lane, a couple dunks. So I think 5.5 is a good look. I've already taken it. Also, Rui Hachimura over 4.5 rebounds. I think that's a no-brainer with the minutes he's expected to play. I definitely could see him getting over 5 rebounds today. Those are the only 2 plays I'm on so far. But man, I'm excited for this. I know you're a diehard Lakers fan too, man. So we'll see how it ends up going out for us.
Absolutely, Ty. I appreciate the insight, man, and appreciate the the fanship. We like you said, it's big for us tonight, man. Vandy over 5.5 points, Rui over 4.5 rebounds for Teddy. I like the looks. Couldn't talk you off of either one of those, Teddy. Appreciate you sharing those, my guy. Casper, you are up next, and then redemption. I'm coming to you. No, I'm sorry. Casper, then game, then redemption. What's up, Casper?
Yeah, shout out to LeBron. He's given Dylan Brooks a job. He's going to be able to coach now the assisted living basketball team here in Akron, Ohio. So shout out now that Dylan, he's got to open for a job now. So shout out to LeBron for doing that. But anyway, to Wiggins over 17.5 points. I like Wiggins tonight.
Okay,
I really do. And yeah, obviously, I think LeBron a double-double. Like people have mentioned, I think he's going to feel it out. I think he's going to get his assist. He'll definitely get 10 points. And then I like the fact his rebounds. He seems to be rebounding well. When they shoot those 3-pointers, Golden State a lot, they're going to miss some. Obviously the ball bounces off the rim pretty good. LeBron seems to have sticky fingers. It goes right to him. So that's what I like. So shout out to LeBron for giving Dylan Brooks a fucking job.
Shout out to LeBron, man. Shout out to Bron. So Bron double and Wiggins 17.5 points for Casper. He said he likes both of those tonight. I could not talk you off of either one of them. I think Bron can sometimes get get caught, watching on defense sometimes, and Wiggins going to be extremely aggressive on the opposite end as well. So could not talk you off of that one at all. I hadn't even thought about Wiggins, but like I said, fill out game. I like the props that you guys are mentioning. I hope you guys cash them. The Vandy from Teddy, the Rui from Teddy, the Rui from Frag, and then Wiggins and LeBron double for Casper as well. Let's keep it going. Game, you up next, and then I'm gonna get to redemption. What up, Game?
Hey, Chris. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Fine. I'm in a good streak. I'm 9-3 the last past 2 days.
Okay.
So I'm rolling there. Today I have the trifecta for the Knicks Heat. I'm on the Knicks first quarter, first half, full game. And that's it, man. Nothing more to speak about. I think I'm and everybody else on the Knicks today. And I got a question for you.
I got a question for you first, Game. Question for you. What would you play the current numbers, or did you get it early? What numbers did you get for the first quarter, first half, and full game?
I got full game, 6.5. I have the half in 3.5, and the first quarter in 2.
Okay. Would you still endorse it now with the new lines, or would you stay off of it?
No, I'm kind of worried about the news about the Jimmy Butler. Are you talking about, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm just saying, like, with the new line. So now the first quarter is up to 3.5. The first half is now up to 6.
I think that I see this whole season when the star goes out or rule it out, the other guys shows up, man. So every time the star goes out, I'm really worried about the bet because I see many times that thing. So I don't know. I don't recommend these kind of lines in this situation. Maybe the first half. I think that the Knicks are really strong in the first half. I think it's the safest bet in the first half.
Got you. Okay. What was your question for me?
It's that news, man. Do you have any alternative for that? I'm not asking for you and the whole community, because I saw the go pay, and it's really good. It's really good website to graph statistics and those kind of things.
Yeah, I say we boycott it and don't even log into the website, Game, and then wait till they drop the price. Like, no, I'm just kidding. No, I think you just gotta go to NBA.com and try to check some of the advanced stats. Some of the SDQL stuff will, if you learn SDQL and you use Killer Sports, you can get some of that information as well. You can create the tables and the charts, but also you got to just go to Basketball Reference. They got a lot of B-Ball Reference, got a lot of information over there as well. And it's really just, depending upon what you use it for, because StatMuse is, it's crazy everything that they kind of provided. It was so much. It wasn't just like, how many points does Jimmy Butler average against the New York Knicks? It was how many points does he average in a closeout game in game 1? It's like offensive rating, defensive rating, pace. Like, you could just see everything from there. So, I would recommend, just plugging myself. I recommend looking at some of them ChrisBeCappinn resources if you guys want to sign up just for that, because some of those resources, will help you guys outside of StatMuse as well. Bunch of them will, honestly. Also, they don't pay me, but I always talk about cleaning the glass, and cleaning the glass is like, I think it's like $2 a month, $5 a month, somewhere between $2 and $5 a month. I can't remember exactly, but cleaning the glass has a lot of like on-off stats and a lot of like player efficiency stats from an offensive and defensive perspective. And I would definitely look at, checking them out for sure as well, again.
And cleaning glass works like with EI or not?
Honestly, no, I don't think it's EI at all. I think it's more so just it has to be EI. Yeah, it has to be EI because you just go in and you can look at lineups, you can look at players on and off the court. You can look at offensive and efficiency defensive ratings. You can look at turnover percentage when players are on the floor, the team's offensive rebounding percentage, and it ranks everything in a projectile as well for you. So, all the way from 100, which is the best, to, all the way down to 1, which is the absolute worst. So, yeah, and it gives you like the number of possessions for, the lineups and the players. And it's just, it's a really, really good resource. Something I picked up on like probably a couple months after the All-Star break, actually. It took me a while, but I got there, and I actually really enjoy it. So I would recommend that as a resource as well for anybody looking. And they don't, like I said, they don't pay me. Wish they did, but they don't pay me nothing for promoting them. Just trying to help.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to try to clean the glass.
Yeah,
Instead,
yeah.
I can find something I'm going to pay in the set meals because this is so great. That
yeah, the other thing, game is you can cancel it anytime too. Clean the glass. I'm pretty sure you can cancel anytime, and you can do some stuff on there for free. So go, you can go on the website, check it out first. Some of the stuff you're not gonna be able to do, but as far as like team stuff, player stuff, a lot of that stuff is extremely helpful. Breaks the game down at a different level for sure. So check it out. Let me know what you think.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for the insight, bro.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Redemption, you up next, man. I think it's your first time up. What's going on? How you doing today?
I'm doing good, Chris. I actually been on here once.
Okay.
A while ago, though, but yeah.
Okay. Welcome back, my guy.
I appreciate it, man. I just hit a lot of the other day for like 6,000, so I'm just not trying to get back to the boots, So
What you liking today?
All right, so it's actually funny because the first time I was on here, I gave this play out, so I'm giving it out again. I'm on Andrew Wiggins' first quarter. So the thing is, Wiggins played 9 minutes in the first quarter, and the crazy thing is, though, Chris, so I looked into it. Every time in the first quarter, he sits at 6 minutes, right? But then he gets back in at 3 minutes. So, and the shot attempts is there. It's like 60. I think I looked into it. He had like every game I looked into it. He at least shot like 6 shots. So it's 4.5. So all we need is a 3 and a dunk. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take it. And also when I looked into it too as well, it was one weird game where he had 3, but I think that was the game when Draymond didn't start, so he didn't get that many attempts. So I just think that's an outlier. So that's what I'm on. It's a simple thing.
So hold on, Redemption. So you got Wiggins first quarter points?
Yeah, first quarter points. My bad.
What is it? It's what is it?
4.5.
Over 4.5?
Yeah, plus money.
Okay, over 4.5 plus money for Wiggins in the first quarter. Appreciate that, Redemption.
Yeah, gotcha.
I love when people look into these, these different markets. That sounds like a monotone bet to me, man. I hope you cash it, Redemption. Appreciate you sharing it, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate everything you do for the community, man.
Absolutely, bro. I appreciate that as well. That and Stem is back in the building. What up, Stem? How you doing today, bro?
Hey, what's good, Chris? How are you?
I'm good, man. What's going on?
Nothing much. Hope some of you were able to cash on D-Ball Paul and Anthony Bell last night.
You called it. You called it, Stem. Stem made people money.
D-Bell was chopping last night.
Boy, did he look like Curry last night or what? I don't think any of them actually touched the rim. They just all went straight in.
I'm telling you, he's nice. Don't sleep on him. But yeah, moving on to tonight. I wish you had a show at midnight last night. We saw that phenomenal CLV on Kyle Lowry. I had him locked in last night, but we'll move away from that. That's really. But Caleb Martin, I think he's going to have a really nice opportunity tonight. He's kind of going to step into not the Jimmy Butler role offensively, but I mean defensively they're going to need him. He's also one of the few guys on this team who can really attack the rim. I mean, Lowry's going to get his mid-range and such, Adebayo as well, but he's one of the few guys that's truly aggressive. Not just screws really attacking the rim too hard. Not going to get Vincent here and there before the mid guy as well. So I think they're going to need that defensively and offensively. So I'm looking at PR. It's actually not available yet from what I see. I'm assuming PR will be around 14.5 is what I'm aiming for, and that's the number that I do like. It's not even available yet for what I see, but if it is, that's something to keep an eye on. I like Caleb Martin tonight, and that's what I'll keep it at. Nothing too crazy.
Okay, no, I like it, Stem. Don't give it all back either, man. I appreciate you sharing the look. I like Caleb Martin as well. I didn't look into his lines, but usage gonna have to be there somewhere for some of these guys. I know a lot of people like Kyle Lowry. I couldn't talk anybody off. It could be a big game from Bam. I think it absolutely could be a big game from Bam. For me, it's difficult, man. I just feel like it's really difficult to figure this Miami Heat team out. Dream, what's going on? I'm gonna kick it to you real quick.
I was just gonna say I could barely hear Stem. I thought he said Lowry points plus rebounds though, right?
Caleb Martin. Yeah,
Caleb Martin.
Yeah.
Rebounds. Okay. All right, my bad. I could barely hear.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that, Dream, because he was a little chop. Well, it just sounded like you was a little bit farther away from the phone stem, but I could hear you, and I was gonna make sure I said it again. So I'm glad Dream said that.
And I did lock in Lowry last night, so I do like his points as well. I mean, I got him plus 1,000 for 20. Far from a lock, but I mean, at plus 1,000, I smacked it up a little bit. But I'm liking Caleb Martin tonight. That's all I'm going to give. Nothing too crazy. It's a tough game. I wouldn't indulge too much on it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a tough game, man. I was trying to, maybe I'll do a little more work real quick. I wanted to kind of look at the Heat this year, with Jimmy Butler not being a part of the lineup. They did well in those games, without Jimmy Butler, but I can't break it down from a player prop perspective without going through each and every game and kind of doing it mathematically. So I might look into that a little bit more after the show ends and see if I can find something that I really, really like. But even with the Heat players, like I said, it's just really, it's really just you kind of guessing with which one of the guys is going to be.
It's so different now too without Hero as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not going to really find. I mean, maybe a game. I'm not aware of any, but a game without Hero, Jimmy, and Oladipo. I mean, it's just it's a lineup that we haven't probably seen all year. So that's why I like Caleb. I think he's going to step in there and play some big minutes tonight.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that too, Stan, because I forgot all about Hero. So it looks like I just typed it in. It looks like it's 4 games so far this season that the Heat played without Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero. I didn't factor in Victor Oladipo, but the first 2, actually all 3 of them came at the same point. It was a little bit before Thanksgiving, November the 18th, the 20th, and the 21st. They lost to the Wizards, but they covered a 7.5 point spread. They lost by 1. They lost to the Cavs, got smashed to the Cavs, lost by 30, by 40, and didn't cover. And then the next night they had to travel from Cleveland to Minnesota and take on the Timberwolves, and they actually covered the spread in that game. They were 8.5 point dogs and lost the game 101 to 105. The last game against the Wizards was a game that I guess you can kind of throw away. It was April 7th, and I think that's when the season was kind of wrapped up. And I think all the other players probably didn't play. So real quick, if I take the Raptors game out, if I take the Wizards game out, I think. Okay, so this is where the total comes into play. So the total in this game continues to drop. The team total for the Miami Heat is all the way down to 98.5, 99.5. So the books aren't expecting them to score a lot of points at all. The full game total is only 206. And if you factor that Wizards game out, where I'm pretty sure the Wizards are playing with a lot of pace, getting smashed in that spot, it looks like the Miami Heat in the other 2 games, they only scored 94 points, and that was one against the Cavs and one against the Timberwolves. 2, solid defensive teams this season. So, let's see. Hold on. Let's factor out the date real quick because they played the Wizards twice. The first game did matter.
I got one more thing for you, Chris.
Yeah, what's up?
Before I take off, by the way.
Yeah, go ahead.
So bouncing off of Caleb Martin, just a lotto play tonight.
Hey, Stem, you sound like you far away from the phone again. Say it one more time.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good now.
Right. Okay, so I'm pairing Jordan Poole with Caleb Martin, 15 each. It's coming out to around plus 1,200. I think Poole's going to have a nice night tonight. Obviously, we're getting a little discount on his line. It's also risky. Who knows with Jordan Poole? He's kind of been having some problems with the coaching staff, Draymond, and all the above. But he'd be a nice little spark for them tonight. So I'm taking 15 from both of them, plus 1,200.
Plus 1,200. If you want the parlays, man, the little sprinkles, my guy Dream call them blunt money bets, man. Jordan Poole and Caleb Martin could absolutely be in play for this number tonight. Could not talk you off of that at all, Stan. Appreciate you sharing that. So what I was saying was, so it's 3 games without Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero. If you factor out the last one, they only averaged 98.7 points per game in those 3 games against the Cavs, the Wizards, and the Timberwolves. If you factor out the last game against the Timberwolves, the last game against the Wizards. So it could be, a spot where they don't score. It's going to be interesting to see what pace the Knicks try to play at. I also think that, from Spoelstra's perspective, they're going to throw a lot of zone. So it could be a lot of 3-point shots made for the New York Knicks if they can get hot today. So I do think they're going to play some zone. Make the Knicks try to beat them from the field. The Knicks shot the ball, a little bit better in the first half and kind of went cold in the second half. So we'll see what happens, man. But official plays are at the bottom for anybody who joined late. If you joined late, you probably got the words to the number. Oh, I had the official plays at the bottom. Let me put them back at the bottom. Knicks first half -3.5. Knicks full game -5. If you got it earlier, hopefully we cash that line, make some money there. And then the Lakers, I am on them +5 Really want to play the under. I think the Lakers lock up tonight. I think Golden State's going to be a little fatigued tonight as well. So that's the way I'll be looking to play the total, but I didn't touch it. Come back to Dream real quick, and we getting up out of here. What up, Dream?
Yeah, I never got to say this the first time. The reason why I have my hand up. Kevin Love, every game this playoff that he's had 20-plus minutes, he's had 7 rebounds. His line is sitting at 6.5 minus 115. Do with that information as you please.
Okay. K-Love, 6.5 rebounds. Okay. I could not talk you off of it. So, hey, one more thing real quick. Stefan's still here too. I think I'm gonna put a little, even if it's just a sprinkle. I think I'm gonna put a little something on Mitchell Robinson double, just because I think his rebounds are 9.5, and I could see him getting the points as well. I think the Knicks, just come out with a lot more energy and effort. Mitchell Robinson, a couple lobs, couple putbacks, maybe even make a free throw. I think he can get to 10 points. I think he can get to 10 rebounds as well. So I'm gonna find the best odds for that. I'm gonna put a little sprinkle on it. It won't be anything official. I won't track it or anything, but I do think that's absolutely in play. What you thinking about that, Steph? I see you came off mute.
Yeah, that's my dog. I mean, I had the double run in game 1. He was gonna get it, but he got fouled like 2 times at the rim and went 1 of 4 from the line and finished with 7 points. So that was just pain.
Okay, so okay, so we did. I'm playing it. I'm playing with you, Steph. Did you see the odds for it?
I know so far I haven't looked everywhere, but so far the best I've seen, if you build it out on FanDuel, I think it's like plus 337, which that's a really nice number.
Nah, for sure. I know you was cashing some plus 350, some plus 400s earlier this year. So
yeah, man, those days are long gone.
No, I like it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Double. So Mitchell Robinson double is plus 300, like you said. You got to build it out yourself though. Plus 300 if you don't build it out on FanDuel, but it's only a plus 262 on Caesar. So that's why you always got to build it out. BetMGM try to get you even worse. It's only plus 250. So definitely build it out on FanDuel, like Stephen said. That's the way I'll be doing it as well. Appreciate all the speakers, man. Dream, Stephen, STEM, Redemption, Game, everybody else who came up as well. Who else came up? Frag, Cam, not up here no more. Teddy, Casper, all y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for sure. We'll be back tomorrow to do it all over again. Hopefully, I'm trying to go 3-0 tonight, man. I hope my Lakers still won. If the Lakers still won, y'all can expect me to be on one tomorrow. I'm gonna be Lakered out, looking like I'm at a Laker All-Star game. It's gonna be bananas, bro. I might even do a Spaces at 2 a.m. as soon as the game go off. No, I'm just kidding. But y'all enjoy the games tonight, man. Be good. I'll talk to y'all again tomorrow, man. Best of luck to everybody tonight. I'm out.